ra, ra, ra.
You're playing with the winner. You know how I get down. You know just what it's hitting for. Making moves through the town. Big bang fake eyes. That's all that I'm about. Pretty little killer. Don't be scared of me.
This is a certified hood classic.
Hit us off, Sin! Do it again, Sin, because the music was too loud. It probably covered everything you said.
It was so loud, wasn't it? But it's okay. Everybody is your boy Sinfanta, and
It's Nolimov, the brave wolf, the proud creator of the Bravery Arcade. And below me is...
Yeah, you already know it's the franchise in the building, coming back from a layer. You already know.
I gotta fix your name on the screen. And together with our powers combined, we form Voltron Mask and Patch Gaming Podcast. Dun, 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 dun.
30 minutes later.
we just fused together, you know.
Word. Let me just start off this stream by saying how much I love you guys, bro. Yo, Jake Kadowski is like the originator. He was gaming on YouTube before gaming was gaming on YouTube. This man has influenced my life so much. I fucking love Jake Kadowski. He's the best.
Aww.
He's also one of the co-founders of Villainy Games. He's been there from Jump Street. You know, just want to give you your flowers, man, because you never know. We lost a lot of lives recently. A lot of people are no longer living in this plane of existence. So I got to show my brother his love while I got the chance.
It's definitely like a life. It's life. You got to like definitely take advantage every day because of that. Take advantage of your loved ones. You gotta like hit up your friends once in a blue because you'll never know, man. You're right. You never know
exactly
when they're not gonna be here. You know?
Exactly.
They wouldn't be here tomorrow if that was the case. If everybody could predict stuff, you know. So we're just thinking everything that we're okay, we're good, and we're living in the next day. You know.
Amen. Amen.
Make sure day by day you show each other that you love each other. Most importantly, make sure that you embrace every minute because you never know when is going to be your last. So,
amen.
With that being said, make sure you hit that like. Make sure you hit that subscribe. And make sure you follow everybody on YouTube, Apple, and Spotify. All right.
Amen.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, we got a packed episode today, guys. This is gonna be one for the history books because there's so much to get into right now, and I wanted to start off with Space Jam 2. After that, we're gonna talk about the Steam dock. I also want to touch a little bit on Skyward Sword. We also got the Nickelodeon Brawl that we got to talk about. And also, lastly, what we think is the game of the year so far, because we're at the halfway point for the year. So there's definitely some games that I'm sure you guys will say is the game of the year right now for you personally. Steve has to run to Jersey to fuse. Yeah, he does. But let's get right into this. Let's start off. Have you guys seen Space Jam yet?
No.
Okay, I'm about to spoil the whole thing for you guys. Are you guys okay with that?
I don't mind. Rick and Morty's in it. It's fine.
Okay, so I watched Space Jam like 2 days ago. I watched it probably when it first came out.
Spoiler.
And one thing that you will notice as soon as you start watching this movie is that the movie is not about basketball no more. Like, yeah, they play basketball. Yeah, LeBron James is in it. But the overall theme of the movie is not really about basketball. You know what it's about? It's about video games. So the movie starts off let me tell you, Sin, before you run away.
Okay.
The movie starts off with LeBron James as a little kid playing basketball in high school, and his friend gives him the Game Boy, the old Game Boy, the brick, the gray one, right? LeBron James is playing it. He's playing like a Bugs Bunny game. I forget, one of the ones that the Angry Video Game Nerd played and everything. And because he was playing the game, he lost in his basketball game because it distracted him from going in, right? So then his coach tells him like, yo, you got to stop playing video games, bro, because it's distracting you. It's going to make you lose your games, bro.
That's one of those movies.
Yo, so already I'm looking at it like, yo, one, I'm surprised that, you know, Nintendo let them blaspheme like that games make you bad at sports or whatever. Because they had an official OG Game Boy, the real brick. He had the exact, but it was weird because it had color though. Like, so that's another weird thing.
There's no. The old Game Boys actually had color definitions. Yeah,
no, but he had the old the one with the green pea soup. Game Boy, like the original old Game Boy. And those things definitely didn't have color.
Battery looking.
Yeah,
Boys.
he had that one and it had color for some reason. When we know that definitely
it wasn't the Game Boy Color.
No, it wasn't the Game Boy Color. It was the OG pea soup 4 batteries Game Boy.
The one that you can give a concussion when throwing it at somebody's head.
The one that I think fell from Mount Everest and it survived.
This is like so big.
So then whatever, we skip ahead to the future, right? And LeBron James' son doesn't really care about basketball. He wants to be a video game developer. He's already making his own video games or whatever. And LeBron's trying to get him to stop playing video games or making video games and go play basketball. He doesn't really want to do it. So then the villain of the movie is actually like a video game, not really video game, but he's more like an AI, an angry rogue AI or whatever, who's played by Don Cheadle. Don Cheadle does not care in this movie at all. He's sleepwalking through the whole movie. Like, that's the first time I've seen Don Cheadle not give a good performance or whatever. Making a long story short, though, key points about this movie that really, really disappointed me. The only reason I bring up this movie during the podcast is because it's so heavily game focused. They took like a Kingdom Hearts approach to this movie where they turned the WB into like how Kingdom Hearts is, where one planet is the Looney Tunes, one planet is Game of Thrones, one planet is the Matrix. And it's actually pretty cool because they travel to all these planets and you see Bugs Bunny and LeBron dressing up in the Matrix, doing Harry Potter stuff, all this other stuff that you wouldn't even remember are from Warner Brothers or whatever. But long story short, the person they have doing the voice for Bugs Bunny was horrible. Secondly, Bugs Bunny is not even funny in the movie. Like, he is the one that's supposed to carry LeBron because LeBron's not an actor. Bugs Bunny's supposed to make him be funny, just like how Bugs Bunny made Michael Jordan funny in the original. So Michael Jordan didn't have to carry the movie by himself. He had you know, his manager, the kind of fat guy or whatever. And he and Bugs Bunny, they were the one, and Daffy Duck, they made the movie funny. Michael Jordan wasn't funny. He's not a funny guy. Or whatever. So Bugs Bunny in this movie is not funny. He's actually kind of sad, honestly, in this movie. Or whatever.
Wow.
Yeah, it's like actually really depressing what he goes through in this movie, to be honest with you.
I have to see this movie.
Yeah. But I mean, there are some cool stuff. There's definitely some funny stuff. Definitely when Rick and Morty show up, I thought they were going to drop a curse word. But they didn't. But then later on in the movie, the villain, Don Cheadle, starts cursing. And you're like, yo, why didn't they just let Rick and Morty curse then? That's definitely more there.
The kazoo line, great kazoo line.
Yeah, like that's definitely more of their speed or whatever. But most importantly, the main thing I want to get across is that this movie is very offensive to like gaming. And I think they chose to focus on gaming mainly because, you know, little kids don't look up to basketball players no more. When we were kids, you know, Michael Jordan being in Space Jam was a big deal because everybody on the planet was a fan of Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan transcended the sport. He was an icon or whatever. I don't think LeBron James has that. Say what you will if he's better than Michael Jordan on the court, but off the court, LeBron doesn't have that magic that Jordan had where he transcended the sport and everyone on the planet knew his name.
I mean, it's a different transition because LeBron transcended older generation. It's not like Michael actually started like really like he hit the young kids.
Exactly.
LeBron kind of hit like the late teens.
People who are into basketball like LeBron. If you're not into basketball, you probably don't think about LeBron that much. Me as a kid, I didn't like basketball, but I definitely had an extensive knowledge of Michael Jordan and the things he's done And I even had like the action figure of Michael Jordan. I don't know who made it, but they were toys. Like Michael Jordan was a piece of how you call it, like nerd culture, because
Branding.
he was brand. His branding was nuts. So this movie lacks in that area, and it also takes a stab at gaming culture, because gaming culture is what kids are into now. When we were kids were into basketball too. I mean, gaming was there, but it wasn't as big as basketball. Gaming is now bigger than basketball. Kids look up to YouTubers that do gaming instead of basketball players. So they had to make the movie about what kids are into, because the movie's for kids. And they definitely took a lot of shots at gaming culture and all this stuff by showing. I mean, they try to save it at the end, like, oh, LeBron learned the game was not bad. He let his kid go to gaming camp to make games and stuff like that. But overall, like, there's still so many shots that they took at it. I felt like, wow, this is kind of offensive to like gaming culture overall. I want to come back to this point after you guys have seen the movie and see what you guys think. Maybe it's just me, but I was like, yo, this is kind of shots fired over here.
I plan to see it this Thursday. Everything else aside, the second you told me that it was less about video games,
more
less about basketball and more about video games, it instantly just like it rubbed me the wrong way, because I get it that LeBron didn't hit the kids like Michael did, but he's still pretty well known. He has a show on HBO, for heaven's sake. And he's definitely done a lot. Those of us that know basketball know that, comparing Michael to LeBron is a pretty heavily debated situation. But that being said, why take the formula that worked and just include video games in there and just remove less of basketball when you could have done both? We'll see.
They do kind of do both. They do kind of do both, but it's definitely more about video games than it is about basketball. Even when they play video games, it's like Mario Kart. I mean, when they play basketball, they turn it into like Mario Kart, where you could pick up power-ups on the court and stuff like that. Like, you'll see when you guys see it.
It would have just been funny if they did what they did in the first Pokemon Stars, and you were in the cartoon world, so you could do cartoonish things, which would make sense. All right, okay.
Just watch it. Tell me what you think. Maybe you'll come out of it with a whole different opinion.
I just wanted to ask. Was it loony? Was it loony enough?
Not really, because as much as the Looney Tunes are there.
Who knows what I did there?
Even though the Looney Tunes are there the most out of all the cartoon characters, it feels like the show is stolen by everybody else, like Game of Thrones, and it's not really about the Looney Tunes.
This is Cameo the movie.
Yeah, it's Cameo the movie, because Iron Giant's there, King Kong's there. It's less about Looney Tunes than it is more about Warner Brothers. It is cool when they go to DC World and the art style is Superman, the animated series art style.
Whoa.
Yeah.
You know when they lost me? They lost me when the trailer showed that Daffy Duck is the coach.
Yeah, he doesn't play in the game. He's the coach.
He doesn't play the game. I'm like, I'm not sold. That's it.
Yeah, yeah.
And this is coming from somebody that used to be a huge Bugs Bunny fan. I first of all, they themselves made the decision to make him sound how he did. I already heard some clips of that, and I was just like, no.
Yeah.
But secondly, I've always felt like in the future, if they ever went ahead and kind of axed Bugs Bunny off, because unfortunately, whichever way you want to look at it, I'm not trying to add politics into whatever, but Bugs Bunny did things that kind of like blurred the line. So you could use Daffy Duck, because Daffy Duck used to be the one that used to push later on push more jokes into it, and so I always felt like Daffy Duck was actually the future of Looney Tunes if we were gonna go ahead with it. But
I always thought that since day one of my birth. I was like, this duck is hilarious.
Yes,
this duck is so funny. Is insane.
I would overall say the movie's not bad, but like I said, my problem is not really with the quality of the movie. My problem is with the shots. It kind of takes that gaming culture. Like overall, I'm not reviewing the movie here. I'm not trying to tell you guys it's a bad movie or it's a good movie. What I'm trying to really say is just that it definitely takes a lot of shots at gaming culture. So watch it for yourselves and tell me what you guys think. You know what I mean?
Okay. Yep.
Okay. You'll see that they tried too much, is what you're saying.
No,
Like they
not that they try too
Nah?
much. It's just that they take shots at it. Like, you know, the gaming is like for like lazy people, or that it makes you worse at sports. Like that it's a distraction. Like there's a couple of times when they like, yo, this is
It's
just
a
a
toned down
distraction.
thing.
Yeah, yeah, you'll
Like
see it.
you tone down the movie, be like, yo, you're fat because you're gaming.
Yeah,
You know, you're
it's that kind of
you're a
stuff.
lazy
It's
piece of
kind of
ish.
like
You know,
it's kind of
because
like
you're on the
that.
sticks
Yeah.
all day.
Uh-huh. It's
Yeah,
kind of like that.
I get you.
Even though at the end of the movie, you know, like I said, they try to justify and say LeBron changed his mind and now he's cool with his son being a video game developer. They still kind of took too many shots, I think, in my opinion.
His son? You're talking about that little kid? He's supposed to be a video game developer?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't even really care for it, but like I said, I don't care if the movie's good or bad. It's just
Oh man.
Okay, sure. All right. I'll watch it. All
I
right.
love Sin.
I need to see the train wreck just so I can be on the train and just crash right into the wall of hypocrisy. All right, sure. I'm on.
We all gotta sit down and watch it and like review it. And we'll just review it from like our screens.
But yeah, so guys, anybody that's watching us live, if you have any topics you want to bring up, let us know, and also comment on this live now or on the YouTube video that's gonna be up later. Now,
do it.
yeah. Oh, what rating would you give it?
Probably like a 7. The movie's not bad. It's funny. There's definitely one funny, really, really funny moment. No, there's a couple actually. There's a couple really funny moments. I would just say Bugs Bunny's not funny, but there's a couple funny things with all the cameo characters and stuff like that.
Was Daffy funny?
What's that, Matt?
Nah, not really. Not really. The Looney Tunes aren't that funny in it. They're not that funny.
Is it even?
I'll bet you who is the funniest one. Oh, I'm sorry, but I wanted to say who is the funniest one? Grandma.
She has some
Or
good
Granny.
moments. She has some really good moments.
I really want to watch it because of her.
Yeah, she has really good
Because they
moments.
amped the shit out of her.
Yeah, they made her badass. Yeah, they definitely made her badass.
Then I'm sorry about that though. I cut him off.
Don't worry about it. It's all good.
All right, moving forward, let's slide into the next topic. So last Tuesday, Steam announced their newest hybrid console called the Steam Dock, which instantly, the minute people saw this thing, saw the video and saw what it was, they were like, yo, the Switch is dead. The Switch is dead on arrival now.
I've been hearing a lot of talk.
The minute I saw this, shout out to Silky. He popped in Discord, he dropped a picture of it, and he said, yo, this is it, the Switch killer's here. The minute I saw this thing, I was like, yo, this is the ugliest console I've ever seen in my life. I was like, this is the ugliest thing I've ever seen in my life.
Oh my god, please let me comment on it.
Bro. Okay.
Dude.
Well, yeah, you guys go into it. You guys get into it. Sin, I'm sure you saw a lot of stuff about it. What do you think of this thing?
Okay, so for those that are unaware, the the Steam Deck is a console that it's a souped up version of the Switch. It's basically a PC on the go. It can run PC games at a very high definition format. It can basically run any game that you can run on a PC at a pseudo affordable price. And it gets more expensive as it goes. The more gigabytes you add on to it. They have different. They have about 3 different versions of it, and the 3 different versions are just more gigabyte per price. It has 2 buttons underneath. It has a couple buttons on top. It resembles the Switch very similarly, except for the plastic. Looks like sheet-made plastic. And for those of us that are trying to acquire it, you have to acquire it through reservations, which are something that I'm going to talk about after we all share our thoughts on it. That'll be the last point I'll make on it. So what did you think? What are your comments on it? Because you want to talk about it.
Yeah, of course.
Jump in.
That little device, man. I can't see myself playing fighting games on that little device, even though that's like the perfect way to bring like the tournament based scene back together. This is the future, and I've been hearing a lot of people saying that this could actually be like something that you could bring the combo breaker, or you could bring the like Evo, or you could bring just because we have a lot of PC based fighting games now, like that are going in the future titles is going to be crossover. So everybody's going to rely on what? One system, not consoles, PC. Input lag is reduced, and that is pretty much why they would want it. You could use any of your controller. They have the USB Type-C adapter for it, so you could put any of your controller, arcade stick, or whatever. I feel like it's a great idea. I just hate the design on it. I really do. I hate the little touchpads on each of the side of the screen. What is that? The D-pad should have been there. The D-pad is like...
Wait, before you continue, remember where you are with your ramble. You see those two little things? Is to make sure that you put your thumb on it, so if you committed a crime, you can't turn it on.
Wow. Wow.
He's got it right on the nose, dude. He got it right on the nose.
Wow.
Oh, my God.
Keep commenting. I gotta walk off.
Oh, man. We get wild on this thing, man. So, to make it short, I wish they had another design. I'm going to wait until another design, because they don't have a good history of their products selling really well. Valve does not have a good history of that. The last thing they sold was probably the Steam controller, and where that thing is collecting dust somewhere in my house.
Dead. They also let me get into a history of Steam products, bro, because nothing but the actual app Steam itself has been successful from them. The Steam boxes, which they made a few different ones, all of them still as ugly. They're horrible looking. I can't even stand even looking at those things.
Yeah,
they just gave up on all of them. They just totally ditched them. Stopped supporting it after a couple months. The controller with the touchpads in the middle and replacing the analog sticks, what a horrible idea that was. And it's dead. That thing is done. Dead. Gone. Boom. Vamos. Do I think they're going to abandon this thing? I don't know. But the track record is not too high for them when it comes to their products. Maybe this will be the paradigm shift or whatever. But like J Kid was saying, there's some design the overall design and layout of the system. Let's not even go to design. Design wise, it looks like a Game Gear on acid, or on steroids. That's exactly what it looks like, a Game Gear on steroids. The shape of it and everything. But
so here's something for people that I'm sorry, go ahead.
So with when you look at the buttons being so close to the edge of the console, the only thing I can really think of is like, the minute you try to hit one of those buttons off to the edge there, your hand's gonna slip right off of that thing. Like, you cannot play portable fighting games on that. I don't even foresee that being possible.
Well, I do. So here's the thing. And if we're going to be realistic, we have to add a lot of things into account. But let's start from something basic that everybody would know. Okay, so you can have this portable console, have a stand like the Switch OLED. That's very maneuverable. Okay, great, fantastic. Then you can also connect any controller you want. If you can connect joystick, a stick like a fighting stick, like if you were at an arcade, even better. So the possibilities are endless in terms of if you can connect whatever controller you want. Yes. Now, then you add to that, however, and this is something we need to know from the company themselves, how much of a net loss or a net profit are they gaining from making this portable console? Because as much as we love to rag on Nintendo for their mistakes, and we've ragged on a lot of them, we have to know, how are they making these? Are they making them at a loss or at a profit? And the hint to the profit or loss margin is the fact that they're not releasing them en masse, they're releasing them per demand. So you can pay for them in reservation and then acquire it. Sounds like a great idea for start, But, in which case that means that they're releasing them at a loss to a certain degree. So the question is Steam ready to go ahead with this? Number one. And number two, is this going to be the future for all consoles? And I personally feel like, yes, I've been saying this for a while. I feel like into the future, whether people want to admit it or not, TVs are technically becoming a fad for which you would want to be on or not. Mm-hmm. And then it's going to have to be hybrid because a lot of us still like to be on our TVs, but a lot of us are now very hooked on having portability because we all work, we all do different things outside, we all move about constantly. So I feel like hybrid will be the way to go for everybody. And Nintendo is going to fall behind sooner rather than later if they don't keep up with the trend.
I was talking about the actual face buttons though. Like you can't play a fighting game on those face buttons. And I think the minute you say you're going to attach something to it, you totally destroy the whole point of it being portable. That's totally like runs smacks to the face of any idea of I'm going to carry this thing around with me and play video games on it. When you say I got to attach something to it so for it to be comfortable to play. But I mean, if they make it at a loss or they make it at a profit, I mean, it don't really matter much to the consumer. But I disagree with the thought that if this thing is successful, the Switch is somehow in danger, because this is for two very different markets. The Switch market is gonna do good as long as Mario doesn't show up on the Steam dock, because the people that buy Nintendo products are buying it for Nintendo games.
Okay, I'll stop you right there simply because looking into the future, I see this as a door opener, meaning that are they gonna threaten Nintendo's position? No, but are they showing that there's a door to be opened? Absolutely. And just like we were hoping that the Switch Pro would get announced, and then Steam they had to be fully aware of this. As soon as they announced the Switch OLED, or as soon as E3 happened, whether there was no Switch OLED or whether there was a Switch Pro, they did not care. They proactively chose to announce it now after E3 because realistically, this is the way that Nintendo has opened the door for all the other consoles. I feel as though the future won't be graphics and horsepower consoles that sit next to your TV. I feel like the future will be hybrids. I've always saw Nintendo Switch. When I saw the Nintendo Switch product, it instantly blew my mind that I for all the years that I've been gaming, how come that has never been the norm? How come since the Game Boy Advance that wasn't the norm? Like, for heaven's sake, but the technology had to catch up. It did. We have better cooling systems as of 2017, right around when the Switch got announced. The prices for those went down around 2020. So Switch can wholeheartedly afford to have a better graphics card at an affordable price with a better cooling system that they couldn't afford in 2017 to make. So we can absolutely go into the future with stronger horsepower consoles that are hybrid.
I agree with you there.
I see
The
you
future is
beautiful lady. Thank you for coming by the stream. Sorry, I'm distracted by a very
it's cool.
lady,
it's cool.
Continue.
But I definitely agree the future is hybrid. But I'm just saying it's not a threat to Nintendo. Like when Sony and Microsoft, bit off of the motion controls, it didn't harm the Wii at all, because Sony and Microsoft don't have Mario. Like, the people that buy Nintendo consoles are the people that want to play Nintendo games, and you still can't get Nintendo games on any other console. So this is not stealing. This is never going to be able to steal gamers away from Nintendo products at all, ever, until Mario shows up on Steam. That's never
No, not steal. It's I feel like it's a door that needs to be opened. It just needs to.
Yeah, as far as hybrid gaming, that's the future. I agree with you 100% there. Yeah. But is this a threat?
It's like you and I have been in agreement that Nintendo has played the cards right in terms of IPs, and I hope they never change, because the second they do it, they will die. They will perish. Which is keep your IPs to yourself.
Yeah, exactly. The minute that's it. That is like I said, Nintendo will always be okay as long as they keep making Nintendo games, and the fact that you can't get those games anywhere else, You know what I'm saying? They're fine. This is not competing with the Switch at all. This is competing with the future of hybrid consoles. This is definitely a foot through that door for everyone else to catch up. But just like with motion controls, just because someone else is coming out with something that's more powerful than the Switch and probably more accessible, probably more I don't know about affordable, but let's just say not too much more expensive than the Switches, it don't mean nothing because Nintendo makes Nintendo games. That's it.
This is the thing, and it's oh boy, it's killing me. Nobody's talking about, and they go hand in hand. Net profit, net loss, important, super important. We need to know: are they cutting it at a profit or at a loss?
But what do we gain from that knowledge, though?
That's what I was about to chime in.
So the not. Okay, so I'll explain to you. The reason that is super. Go ahead. No, go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, I mean, you were getting to the point already. I thought it was like an economic thing for users because they still need like an economic system because not a lot of people have that type of money to actually invest in like a powerful PC that's like $600 or PC handheld that's like $650. You know, that's literally like up there. So Nintendo got that route already right under the door. They already knew that they need. There are people that really can't afford like $600, $500 PCs and actually keep their characters, their product
IP
going. So yeah, I mean, you were really getting to the point there too.
Yeah, go ahead, Sin. What were you getting at there?
Go ahead, Sin.
By the way, that was a good point to make because they're tied. Okay, so if we have Steam opening the door for future hybrid consoles and Sony and Microsoft are looking at them going, because absolutely, those that are watching the stream, if you're unaware, this console, if it thrives, it definitely is a competitor versus PlayStation and Microsoft. Don't get it twisted, guys. It 100%
I agree
is.
there.
Nintendo won't suffer at all. Nintendo will sit back and be happy as can be. But PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series, whatever X,
whatever it's called,
is gonna suffer. Now here's where this comes in. So if you have something like a Steam, you have Steam producing this console, it is on reservation. Maybe they go en masse. The only way that this will open the door fully is if they are making a profit. Well, why is that? Well, if they make a profit, that they can continue to produce this at an affordable price, in which case it will force the competition to look permanently at them. That's why right now at the moment nobody's concerned. Everybody's like, well, they'll just be in their corner, in their niche corner with their reservations, and maybe making a profit, maybe making a loss. It doesn't matter. But let's suppose they do succeed. What then? Well, now we're gonna see Sony and Microsoft sweating bullets because all of a sudden all the games that are accessible for them are gonna be accessible portably and on a console that you can take wherever you want.
That you can upgrade and customize too. I agree 1027% that this is a threat to Microsoft and Sony. Nintendo, no, I don't think this is not their lane. They don't care. But Microsoft and Sony, the fact that they didn't approach their next gen consoles with some kind of hybridness to it, with some kind of new ideas, they pretty much took the PS4 and Xbox One and said, let's just make it better looking. That's it. That's all they did with the new consoles. They didn't approach it with any type of...
Like every game we already came out better looking.
Yeah, they didn't approach it with no type of innovation. So yeah, this is what J Kid said earlier. What J Kid said earlier about taking it to tourneys. Having a portable console is awesome at tourneys because you can just plug that thing up. It's not crazy heavy. It's not hard to put together. Connect any controller to it, and you can customize it. You can run Windows on it. You can use it as a PC. Like that thing is more powerful than the PCs I have here in the studio. Like this is a threat to console gaming. Not this is not the Switch killer. This is the PS5 and Xbox whatever killer. That's what this is. That's exactly what this is.
The fact that we don't even know Xbox's console's name.
I don't even know what that thing is called. I don't even know.
That thing's been dead for like 5 years already.
I have no idea what that thing is called.
I don't know, man.
I have no idea.
PS4 after that.
But yeah, Microsoft and Sony dropped the ball when they didn't approach their next gen consoles with some kind of hybridness to it. Maybe not so much Microsoft, because remember, Microsoft is going to be able to run. You're going to be able to run Windows on this thing. Microsoft can put all their games on there without any issue. Sony's bringing games to PC at the moment, but it's still not like, you know, it's still not their own console. It's still not their own product. There's not a lot of pride in it. But go ahead, Kid.
Yeah, you know what's nuts is that right now they already have partnerships or Steam, PlayStation and Xbox, because most of their games are already on Steam. So you got Days Gone, you have like Horizon Zero Dawn, you have freaking God of War might be next. So they're already putting their Steam, their PS products in Steam.
Yeah.
Also, Xbox side, they have Killer Instinct already. They have like what is it? All those whatever rare games that they got in there, I believe. Yeah, I know they have a partnership in some way for this. If anything, if they want to literally not be feared by this competition, I would say adapt to it. Just like bring all your games onto this portable thing. You know, make some money out of it.
Well, here's the issue. Here's something that I can see Sony and Microsoft doing. That they do see the Steam Deck as a threat, and that is pull the rug from under certain IPs. Meaning that they have let their IPs run forth into these what are they called? The Steam Epic Games. Their programs. They have a specific name.
A launcher, yeah. Epic Games has a launcher.
The launcher, yeah. So
Steam.
They've let their IPs go forth into the launchers, but they still own the trademark. So if Sony and Microsoft do feel threatened, they do have an ace card, which would be pull back. Then in which case Steam is gonna suffer. So
yeah.
What Steam needs to do in that sense, and this wouldn't be too far fetched. What about if Nintendo collaborates with them?
Yeah, but then we just go against the whole point we made earlier that Nintendo needs to keep its cards close to the chest.
No. You're misunderstanding. What about they collaborate in a sense? Not. You can always make spin-offs, right? And still retain. You can still have IP retention, which is what they did with oh my god, with phones. They just had a spin on it with phones. So
well, what does Nintendo gain from putting let's call them like spin-offs on the Valve the Steam dock? What do they gain
that's
from
where that's where you just shut me down, because now that I'm thinking about it, Nintendo never really likes to compete with the other two companies, so I don't think they will.
Yeah, no, they're not worried about that. Nintendo needs to just stay in his own lane, keep doing his own thing. Like Nintendo's Apple. Apple's not worried about what Microsoft is doing.
I was about to say they chilling with their Apple money right now.
Yeah, Apple. When you ever heard Apple worried about what Microsoft is doing?
You know what kills me though, and this is something that has nothing to do with anything. Why is it that Apple always has people that are willing to put down bans on their phones, and the phone like after a year is just like, oh, well, update me, and they're like, all right, I gotta put down more bans.
because Apple learned how to turn their products into jewelry. They learned. No, I'm being dead serious.
He's actually accurate.
When you buy an Apple product, you are buying like a piece of like jewelry, like a piece of I don't even know what's the right term for it, but you show it off. Not like when you bought the first cell phone. There was the Nokia. It wasn't like a piece of your outfit. When you buy
3 phones count.
when people see you with an Apple AirPod on, they're like, oh, that's part of his outfit. That's part of his look. You know what I'm saying? It's a luxury almost. Like they made their products into like luxury products. They're the first company to turn technology into luxury. You know what I mean? So they mastered that, and that's something that Microsoft probably doesn't care too much to do. Apple is drip, exactly. Apple is part of your drip. You have the new Jordans, you got freaking a fitted on, and you got the AirPods showing in your ear. They're not even doing anything in your ear. They're just there because it's part of your drip that you could afford $250 AirPods.
That's me every Saturday.
Exactly. It's part of the drip. It's part of the drip. Yes, it's part of the aesthetic. Shout out to Takzuki. He's in the chat now. But yeah, that's where Apple wins. Apple convinced the world that their products are like jewelry. They're an aesthetic. They're more than just technology. Apple doesn't even brag about how much graphics does the iPhone have. Who cares? It's an iPhone. Holy jazz! I'm buying this because I want to look cool.
I just want to look cool.
That's literally why they buy it. Too.
Yeah, like it has nothing to do with the graphics.
Technology.
That's why it confuses me when people are like, well, Disney sucks because they don't make rated R movies. Why would Disney care about making rated R movies? They got their lane. Look how Disney products are part of an echelon and a legend and a brand that's so powerful that Disney's not worried about what Warner Brothers is doing or Paramount. They're a brand that's like a legacy. They're a I don't even know what to call it. Like Disney, Nintendo, Apple. These guys are in their own lanes and they're not worried about the competition because they don't have to worry.
He said Soren Smash, fuck out of here.
Yeah. Where your curly mustache
Get
at?
out of here with this bull.
Yeah.
That's what Disney said.
Pretty much, Disney is Disney, bro. They got popped collars. You know what I mean?
That'll
be a topic for a different time.
Yeah.
Square was like, all right, we'll give you Sephiroth. Square was like, all right, we'll cut your break.
Yo, Sephiroth. See, here's a funny thing. Square Enix stands to benefit so much from partnering with Nintendo into the future. So, like, for example, look how much money they made just from bringing over Crystal Chronicles from the GameCube, even though it was half-assed. Like me and Marv were so mad about that because they half-assed it.
I mean, but Square Enix it does work with Nintendo. They work together pretty well.
Yeah, they work. But they can do so much more, and they don't. But
I think they do a lot, honestly.
Yeah, that's true.
We just got Legend of Mana. Legend of Mana is like a legacy game. That's like part of their pillars, like.
And Bravely Default too.
Bravely Default, Mana, Bravely Default.
Their new one.
Octopath Traveler.
Octopath, yeah.
No, Nintendo and Square are having sex right now, bro. They're summoning the beast with two backs.
I stand corrected. Shit,
but
I wouldn't be surprised if they fuse with Fire Emblem with Square Enix.
Ooh.
I would think.
I don't want to get too far off topic though. Back to the Stream Deck. Not to cut you guys off, but overall, my thoughts is this thing is the future of gaming without a doubt. Hopefully Valve doesn't give up on it after a year. And I think what J Kid said earlier is like very important. The fact that this thing could become like the standard at like events because it's easier to bring around. Everybody at these tournaments can bring their own, like they do with the Switch now for Smash Brothers, and not have to worry about lugging around a giant console with them. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Let me mention something that I forgot to mention. So this is gonna be the last part of this point. So the new Steam reservation is now showing expected order availability in quarter 2 and quarter 3 of 2022. So there's a downside to this. It's a huge downside to only having reservations and not having an en-masse launch. I understand they don't have the budget, but so if you're looking to reserve a Steam Deck, by the way, this was an article brought to you by The Verge, and haven't managed to secure a reservation yet, it looks like you'll be waiting for a while to actually get your device. According to Steam Store's site on Sunday, the 399 64-gigabyte Steam Deck and the 529 256 gigabyte version both have expected order availability dates of quarter 2 2022, meaning sometime next spring. The 512 gigabyte $649 model is even later. It's showing expected availability in quarter 3 of next year, which is sometime in between July and September 2022. How do you guys feel about that?
So it's going to be a wait, but
it's a year wait.
I don't think it's that bad if it just got announced.
And they got 110,000 reservations so far. So times 110,000 multiplied by 399. So they've already made a little bit of chunk.
Yeah. What was I saying before? I was saying overall, I think the storage thing is going to be the biggest issue with these things because the base is 64, right? 64 is one game. That's one game on Steam.
That's one game.
That's one game.
Unless you're playing fighting games or something,
But once you get the DLCs and the different seasons, you're gonna pass that. And even at 256 and 512, yo, that's nothing still. Like 512 for Steam games, that's still nothing. And you're also talking about running Windows and running emulators and running all these extra customizable things. These things don't have enough space for any of that stuff. Like if you want to do it all, you better be very selective. And let's say they start going the route of you streaming the games, then that dip in quality is going to be so vast that it's going to be like not even worth it. So this is where I'm confused.
Go ahead, sorry.
I'm sorry. No, just that this is the one thing that confuses me. Like, yes, this thing is an amazing product, but what are you going to download one game at a time and delete them when you're done?
My concern with it is, are they gonna do the, what do you call the when they stream games?
That's exactly what it is, streaming the game.
I mean
so what?
Yeah, that stream remote.
Where you stream the game through the console, it's not actually the console downloaded.
It's from a server. You're playing it off a server.
That is so bad. Oh yeah! Wait, hold on. Where's mine? Hold on. We're about
That's all I do.
Are we really going? Wait, hold on. I got you, fam. Let's go. I got you.
That's how I do it. Stream play and just like stream it off the web.
Okay, so let me wrap up this point. So, I just feel if the Steam Deck goes down that route, it is gonna suffer heavily. I hope not. I hope it's I'm guessing that's why they have so many options for gigabytes.
Mm-hmm.
But I will say that if you're realistically looking at it, and I'm sorry to say, guys, if you're realistically looking at it, it's not worth the price as it stands. Yeah, you can buy a memory card, but if you're paying already $400 to $300, $400 for 64 gigabytes, you're what are you paying for essentially? Maybe the higher graphics end. So it's a questionable stand. This is the first time in the history of a console. What are we gonna call it? A console, hybrid console. Can it connect to the TV? I didn't know.
Yeah, it has a dock.
It has
Okay, perfect. Okay, so of a hybrid console that we have to actually more morally think about what we spend our funding. And that's a question, that's a topic that I'm going to bring up next week. I will write it down because I feel like morality of spending within video games has gone out the window as of the PlayStation 3. And then we complain when a game comes out unfinished, unprocessed, and then later updates, quote unquote, fix the game, but you already paid the $60. So anyways, moving on.
Final thoughts, Jacodowski?
Sonic Boom.
Sonic Boom, Sonic Boom.
That's how I felt.
Sonic Boom.
Oh, that one's good.
Sonic Boom. Sonic.
No, I meant the Wii U game.
Disaster. Sonic Boom. Yo, that song. I used to have that shit on repeat like every day. Like I love that song.
It's coming on the anniversary, so
yeah. Shout out to Sonic Gems Collection.
This is a good question before we go to the next topic. What games have you been playing, guys? Marv?
I'm still playing Breath of the Wild. I'm still playing Breath of the Wild religiously. I'm in love with that game.
I've been watching you play it, and I'm just like,
I'm in love with that game.
So good.
It's so good. Yeah, I love Breath of the Wild.
It's so good because I see Marv playing it, and I'm like he'll do stuff that I wouldn't have done. And I'm just like.
Yo, that's the thing. There's a million ways to do any little thing, so like no one's gonna play it the same. Like no one. My friend that was here, Moses, he's really good with the what's it called, the magic, the bombs, and the stasis and all that stuff. I don't use none of that stuff to fight people.
Does he launch himself with a tree and just like chop it with the stasis on?
Yeah, he does mad cool stuff like that. I don't do it. My other friend, shout out to Harmonia, my favorite Canadian streamer. He plays the game just by glitching the entire thing out. I go hard body. I'm Rambo in that game. Like I don't have no hearts. I only got stamina.
Yes.
I don't care about breaking my weapons. I break every weapon. I'm not saving nothing. I'm coming at you with the hard body. I'm from New Jerusalem, baby. Talk to me nice.
This man's playing with 3 hearts. Like, we put everything on stamina. This guy's a real brave heart.
Yeah, bravery up.
Yo, that's brave.
Bravery up.
That's some brave stuff right there.
I'm swinging my sword around like Rambo, bro. Real
I
talk.
forgot to say, if you want quality content done for you, and you need a quality studio to do it for you in time, make sure you go to Bravery Studios.
Yeah.
Bravery up.
Right.
Mar plays on ultimate mode, 1-hit kill. Yeah, I get hit one time. I'm Dunsky.
Franchise, what have you been playing?
Several games. So I was playing obviously Sonic before coming here. Great to come back to that nostalgia feeling. Mostly I've been playing Guilty Gear Strive. Guilty Gear Strive has been really good to me for the past few weeks. So the netcode is amazing. The artwork is flawless. So good. And I don't rant about netcode. I really don't rant about lag that much. So it's good. I'm playing Kai and Chip. If you guys want to know.
I dig it.
Right.
Oh, dig it.
Offline Breath of the Wild.
Nice.
Word. Love that game.
I think I will always say the same games because I still haven't finished doing what I want to do, but I've been doing Monster Hunter Rise. Smash Bros is always in the repertoire.
Of course.
I recently today, I saw Pokemon doing their annual VGC tournament, and I saw that they allow certain Pokemons finally like legendaries, and I decided to start streaming that and make a new team. I'm gonna compete, the next VGC tournament, so watch out for me because I will definitely do a Tyranitar team run. And
man.
that's about it.
That sounds like fun.
Yes.
And
I plan to wait, I can't say this. This is a PG stream, and I plan to visit a certain lady soon. Anyway, play video games with her. We're gonna play video games. Video games, guys, calm down.
Playing video games.
Video games.
You ever heard that Lana Del Rey song, Video Games?
Wait. No, I gotta
What?
look this up.
I love Lana Del Rey.
Song like that?
What's the next topic? I'm gonna say.
Oh god.
Next topic, Skyward Sword review. So I've played only the first 2 hours of Skyward Sword. Nobody. Yo, I see you, Sin, playing dangerous games. Spin up, down, down. Yo, so I only played the first 2 hours of Breath of the Wild. I played it on stream. Well, they sped up the opening a bit, but it's such a drag still. And the old school Zelda stuff, the stuff that isn't even that old. Is the Breath of the Wild? I mean, is not that new anymore, but it's 5 years old. I mean, I hope we never go back to old school Zelda format. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying that it's bad, but Breath of the Wild advanced so much, like light years ahead of anything Zelda, that it's rough going back to that style. It's rough.
Okay. I feel it.
Control wise, neither one of the controls are perfect. I was playing with both. I actually played with the Joy-Cons. Sin would be proud of me. I was actually using the Joy-Cons. Yeah, for once.
Wait, hold on. Play me the X-Files thing real quick.
Hey. So just, this review is short because, like I said, I only played 2 hours of it, but so far not so bad. It's not so bad. I'll let you guys know more as I play more. I'll be streaming it all this week, and just seeing how far I get in it. Hopefully I don't give up on it. Bravehearts never say game over, but I learned at some point it's better to give it up than to piss myself off, like with Control. So
So how quick question, how did they speed up the beginning?
I don't know. Every review I saw of the game said that they've sped it up somehow, but I don't remember what it was like in the Wii because I only played that game one time.
So in the beginning, it was that the older version was that you couldn't like really fast pace through the back and forth conversations between the people, which was really
Slow,
annoying.
yeah.
So I will say, from my perspective, I haven't played the HD version. I've seen people playing it, and I'm comparing it to my old memories of playing the original. And I will say that I personally had a good time with that game in terms of story, because at the point in time that Skyward Sword came out, Zelda needed heavily a story that involved more Link and more Zelda. You wouldn't know if you're a huge fan, but at the time there was this whole debacle of how how disconnected Link felt from just the everyday actions of people. And so the thing that felt about Skyward Sword that felt welcomed at first is the interactions between the people every day today. The problem was that they went a little too overboard in the beginning. The beginning of the game, if you're not used to it, it will definitely rub you the wrong way, extremely. You will either like it or not. You will hate it or love it.
You're talking about the relationship between Link and Zelda?
No, just the interactions between all the NPCs and the people in general. Just the story. In the beginning, the story is just way too like you just gotta drag it along past like things, and then eventually there's a point that it starts to hit a stride, and you're just interested in finding out what's the point. What's the lore behind the sword, and what's the lore behind the beginning of everything that we already know about Zelda. Because in case you don't know, Skyward Sword is the first game
in the timeline.
In the timeline. So that's where you find out a lot of where Ganondorf's thing, which I'm not gonna spoil for you, comes from. Where that whole story starts. And when you find out, it's gonna surprise you. It's actually very welcoming. Once you get to the end, you feel fulfilled. Absolutely. When you get to the end and you're doing what you're doing at that end, that's when you're like, oh wow, now everything makes sense. But the game has a pace that most people weren't used to, and those of us that are longtime fans welcomed it because we wanted a more laid back, more dispersed game. Now the huge negatives was it was too slow. The lore was too slow. You had to like care about characters that you probably didn't care about, like Goose at first. At first, you're just like, get out of my face. You look like a freaking... can't say that. And then, they introduce characters that you also don't give a crap about. So they build a love relationship between Link and Zelda, and you're just like, but why? So somewhat tolerable. Number two, why is it that it's so fragmented and empty to get to different areas? Like I'm just gonna fly this thing and get to a new dungeon, and then it's too fragmented, even for my taste. So then when you go from something like that to Breath of the Wild, your mind gets destroyed because you're like, I'm so restricted. Like Breath of the Wild was, look at everything. I could go there, I could go there. And then when you go back to Skyward Sword, you're like, I can only go here. Mm-hmm. So I understand.
One thing that I'm scared of is that people are saying that they want to go back to the dungeon styles of the old game. Because Breath of the Wild's dungeons weren't, I don't know if they weren't challenging or people didn't like them. I personally never want them to go back to the style of just getting keys and unlocking doors.
I can explain it for you. It's not, okay, so I'm a hardcore Zelda fan, so I know what they're talking about. When I played Breath of the Wild, I had my fair share of shrines before going to the dungeons, because I had it spoiled for me what the dungeons do for you and what they have in them. And that pissed me off, but whatever. But it helped me at the same time. So once I did my first dungeon and I realized what it was about, I understood, and it calmed me down, that dungeons are meant to be supplemented by shrines. So it's not only dungeons. And so people want, what they want is a return to the original formula where you have multiple dungeons that have multiple subset levels of difficulty and they get stronger and stronger and stronger. That's not what happened in Breath of the Wild. What happened in Breath of the Wild is you diverged the shrines, and the shrines all cohesively make a big, gigantic dungeon. And most people can't get over that in their heads. They just want that whole, well, I want to return to the dungeon when I can feel like shut up. Y'all don't know what y'all talking about.
For me, which Taco just said it too. He said Breath of the Wild open world with old school dungeons would be hella pot. I do not want the old school dungeons. I do not want that at all. For me, what I would want dungeons to be like is like when you get to Ganondorf's castle in Breath of the Wild. That for me should be how every dungeon is, because you get to that castle, you can enter it from like 20 different ways, and also there's so many rooms that you don't even have to enter, but it's your choice, and you can find like really rare stuff if you decide to like go through every nook and cranny of that castle. Like I'm in the, spoiler alert, but in the basement is where you find the not the Master Sword, the Hyrule Shield. If every dungeon in the next Zelda game is just like Ganondorf's castle, I will be happy, because there's no locked doors. There's no there's no lighting torches to unlock a door. There's no like ridiculous linear path to go through, because most dungeons in Zelda games are just like you taking you down a linear path. You backtrack a bit, but you're not really like, you're not really given options about where you want to go in this dungeon. Where like Ganondorf's, there's a million different ways to get up to Ganondorf. You pick your way. You could even just fly all the way up to the top and enter it through there. But if you decide to go to the nook and cranny, there's so much cool stuff in there. I want every dungeon to be like how Ganondorf's castle is in Breath of the Wild. For me, that's the future of it. I hate linearness in dungeons. Do not do that again.
We gotta be careful. Toon Link is right there watching us.
I see him.
We can't disrespect him. He might just.
What'd you say? Oh, he says Skyward Sword sucks. And what? But they already ported that over. He said they should make another Wind Waker port for Switch. And Twilight Princess too. He's bugging. That's all right. Just let him know. He's bugging.
No.
He's bugging. Wait till the Pro comes out. Damn.
But
got critics over here.
You played Skyward Sword, J Kid?
I have no recollection or even playing of it. I really haven't played that. That's like my least favorite like attracting game of a Zelda game, because of one thing, the motion controls. I don't like motion controls functions on anything. If that was the case, I would have loved Star Fox Zero. But it's just like I can't with Zelda with that game, because I heard it was really trash when the Wiimotes were out. And it's just like, I don't know if I can actually attract myself to come back to this new port, Even though you can play everything on the controller, it's still
that was the one thing I could say that was good. The motion controls, unfortunately, they were actually good.
I had frustrating moments, but I don't know if I'd call it good. But they're not horrible.
What, on the Wii?
There's some moments where I got frustrated because it wasn't reading my swings correctly, especially when you had to poke somebody. The spiders have like an eyeball in them, and you just have to poke forward. Doing the forward motion with the Wii remote was tough, man. It was tough.
Did you have the Wii Motion Plus? Because that
you can't play it. We can't play it unless you have Motion Plus.
Yeah.
The game doesn't work without Motion Plus.
Huh? Because I never had an issue with them. But I will say the reason that I don't like motion controls is because we're probably doing things. We're too busy. Maybe we don't have enough space. That's no.
I'm saying.
Right? I just want to sit here and play with my controller.
Motion controls is a wrap. That's it. It's a novelty. It's not something to base a whole game on. It's a novelty. You know what I'm saying?
I feel like Nintendo should just stop with that whole motion control anything, or trying to come up with a new idea for us to move around the controller or the actual console.
Yeah, I'm good on that stuff. I'm good on anything with moving a controller around and gyro stuff. I'm good on all of that shit. But I mean, Skyward Sword.
See, even Toon Link, they're like, he had to walk away from
He
it.
jumped off or whatever. I'm gonna let you guys know
Motion
as I
control
keep
sucks.
playing. I'm gonna let you guys know as I keep playing and see how I feel about it overall. Like I said, I only played 2 hours of it. Maybe there's
Why don't
other
you play
things.
with it? Why don't you play with the Pro Controller?
I played with both. I was doing both. I probably will play the rest of the game with the Pro Controller just because my R button doesn't work on the Joy Cons anyway. So I have no choice but to play with the Pro Controller. But I mean, we'll see what happens. I'll let you guys know as I keep going forward. But let's jump into something fun now, guys. Let's something really fun that I think
Happy joy. Come
I think
on,
it took
man.
over Twitter the day it got announced, and I think people are still talking about it. Like, this is amazing that this game is getting this level of hype around it. And that's the Nickelodeon Brawl, like the Smash Bros. Clone of Nickelodeon characters. Like, I'm happy.
Marv, how many more times are you gonna make me get up from this chair?
Like 20 more, at least. I want to see that sexy chest.
I'm actually going to sit down for this one. Can I tell you who I'm going to main in that game?
You have to.
I'm going to main Powdered Toast Man.
Yes, of
The
course.
fact that he is relevant in 2021, I'm going to main that guy.
Can we just say how this game is leaning more towards a nostalgic Nickelodeon instead of like modern Nickelodeon? Because I don't know what shows are on there now, but most of the characters they're showing are from like classic Nickelodeon. Like, so like this is for us. This is for like 30-year-olds. I think this game.
I think it's a generational gap because I saw two characters that I had no idea who they are.
No,
Lucy
they have
and
new
Lucas.
characters added here.
Yeah.
And I feel like
Two
that's
out of
like
10.
a generational, gap.
No,
for
there's
them.
more. No. They're covering all their bases.
Because I do see that though. I do see that they're trying to touch to every audience of either young or old because they know they have like 30, 40 years of characters that they've developed that people are still quoting till this day. I think it's a good thing.
I think Nigel Thornberry steals the show just out of pure chaos and the
memes
fact that he made it in.
I'm telling you, the memes have come to life.
Yeah, man.
Soto.
And then if you want a traditional like fighting game character, you got the Ninja Turtles in there. So
And SpongeBob.
I guess SpongeBob should be a Shoto, right?
He's already got Shoto things.
Yeah. Yeah.
He's going to have a Raiden Demon as a final smash, I'm telling you.
Okay, so on a serious note, they are taking strides to make this game work competitively because they're adding rollback netcode to this. Like, it's not even necessary.
They're appealing.
Yeah, like
No, they
that's
literally,
full
guys. So
of-
for those unaware that are watching us, Ludrosity are the ones that are working on this. They're the same ones that made Knockout City.
no,
And,
slap
they're
Slap
including
City.
Slap City, sorry. And what am I thinking of like that? Anyway, so they the same ones that make Slap City, and they are including rollback as I guess expecting it for the game to blow up to be competitive. It's available for every console possible. And from first looks, it looks like it'll be a viable fighting game. To me, and because I was more of a Cartoon Network head type of guy, like the
Same
second
here.
I see their designs, I'm just like, oh, what is this? Why do they look like that? And how can they fuse all of them together? But then I look over at Nintendo and I'm like, yeah, there's Mario next to our average looking person. Never mind, I'll shut up.
The for me the graphics don't really hit an artistic like strive. They don't really I guess meshing all these worlds together, you can't really do too much graphically with it as far as style goes. But I'm happy a game like this exists. I'm just surprised that Cartoon Network did this 10 years ago. They made a Smash clone with Cartoon Network characters that had Johnny Bravo, the Powerpuff Girls, and everybody. And nobody cared about that game. Like, nobody cared about it. Ninja Turtles even had a Smash clone, and nobody cared. So I'm like, how is this game getting so much attention? Like, what's different about this game that, that no one else, like, now it's getting Twitter talking?
So the reason is getting that hype behind it is the fact that that same company that made Slap City is started promoting it. And they're very well known for rollback. I got a couple people saying Loud House is one of the more modern Nick shows. I guess that's one of the characters that's involved.
Yeah.
I mean, Nigel says Pyrokami. How about no? Then if Phantom is in, it's pretty safe to assume Timmy Turner is in as well from as well as Aang from Avatar. I heard Cat Dog is in too. Could you explain to the people what rollback does? Okay, so rollback makes it so that you essentially lag less. That's basically what it is.
Yeah, if you're talking about it in the simplest, the easiest way to explain it is just like how Sin said it. It's gonna make the game play better online.
It is in the name too. It just rollbacks network delays for people who are playing, like, let's say overseas or actually like across the country. It makes the connection a lot better. That's what the term rollback is. It rollbacks into an adjustment to where you and your opponent can actually fight, like properly. So it's the hottest thing right now. It's like a commodity. It's the hottest thing right now to put in your fighting game or related fighting games.
So Ludrosity and rollback were the first two things that it got people's attention from any fighting game community. Is the main reason why not only Slap City, but I forget what the other game that blew up because of that. Was it Brawl Hollow? I don't remember what the game
Brawl Hollow had
in it.
one,
And it just became a super competitive fighting game that's a off-brand Smash Bros game, and a lot of us went over to it. We just not because the quality isn't up to par, but because we know at least I'm talking about like visuals, but the quality in terms of fighting was there. You can do your inputs and they will be there, just because of that. And Nintendo can't even give us that. Okay. Anyways, continue.
It's crazy too, because not only like these new companies are actually taking rollback, it's harder for the companies like Capcom or Namco Bandai or wherever these companies that needs this kind of technology on their fighting games to be just stuck with delay-based netcode. They know that their audiences literally don't like it because it's lagging all the time. People take advantage of it. This is the thing that they need. This is the thing that's going to open big companies up, just like those companies I mentioned. That their future titles is going to need that.
Thank you for the raid, Just Juice. Shout out to Novice of Ether. What's
up, man?
What was it? What was I about to say?
Long time.
You know what's crazy? There's a lot of like hype around King of Fighters 15, but no announcement of rollback yet. Like, that's kind of scary if they don't have that. That's gonna be scary if they don't add that.
It was mentioned though.
They did mention it.
I think that they mentioned it.
And
they did mention that they could possibly implement rollback netcode. It's not a guarantee, but this is definitely one of the titles that they are looking forward to implement rollback netcode, because it's starting fresh. It's better to put a rollback netcode in a fresh game than a game that had a delay-based netcode already installed, because it's really hard.
Let me say something that I thought was gonna happen. I thought when Nintendo got their new servers, not only was Monster Hunter Rise was the first one to get it. By the way, it works fantastic. Like, I have never had a lag issue with Monster Hunter Rise. I thought Nintendo would be considerate enough to put Smash Bros on there. Thinking about it in terms of coding, I understand why they didn't do it. But if they were really considerate enough, they would shut down the servers for Smash Bros for a bit, or thought about it ahead of time while they were making the new servers, and shut down the servers for a month, and then come in with a new coding system. And unfortunately, they did not do that.
They're
just we don't care about competitive. Smash Bros is just a party game. Until Sakurai retires, and hopefully he gives the reins to a newer person, that's such a scary thought too.
It is,
Sakurai makes such a good. The game is great.
The game is beautiful, incredible. The roster is amazing.
Yeah.
But it's not. It's what J Kid just said. It's not that they don't want to implement it. It's just that it's too late. Like, you have to do it when you're making the game. You can't add it later. It's way too hard to add it later.
Yeah.
like it's easy to add in like 2D games. Like remember Guilty Gear before Strive?
Guilty
like
Gear, Guilty Gear XX.
XX Core.
Yeah.
That thing had delayed based netcode for a while, and they were just like, okay, we have the power to implement it, but it's going to take a little bit. We got to go through beta tests and all that stuff. It took a while. It took a while to get that rollback in there. But now they're doing that.
Mark of the Wolf.
Here's another one. Mark of the Wolf is one of them, too. Here's another one that's literally like my point. Melty Blood. Melty Blood had a delayed based netcode. What did they do? They're not, instead of, putting it on their actual IP, they're going to make another one that's going to have rollback netcode so it could appeal to the to a bigger audience. So that's their sell point right there. It was like, okay, people want this on our game. So what we're going to do, it's a 2D game, so we could just remake it and do it with that. You know who messed up recently doing that? Or just not putting it? Virtual Fighter.
Oh yeah, that is a crime that they didn't add it. Like, what are you doing, Sega?
Sega had a good opportunity to put that. They recreated the game from the ground up.
Yeah, they could have done it.
And they put the base netcode.
But Sega has dropped the ball with their fighting games for a while now, bro. Even Virtual Fighter coming out this late in the golden age of fighting games. Listen, I've been saying this a lot. Like, this is the golden age of fighting video games.
Yes, it is.
With all the tourneys and events going on, and with online becoming more feasible and working a little better than it did before, this is the golden age. And Sega just dropped Virtual Fighter 5 online? Are you kidding me? You should have done this 10 years ago, Sega. What are you doing?
What are you doing?
Like, come on, Sega, get with the pro. And then when they do it, they don't add rollback to it, but you rebuilt the whole game from scratch. Like, yo,
that should have been minded already. Like, boom, rollback.
What is Sega doing? Like, I don't get Sega. I don't get it. When it comes to fighting games, I don't get it. Like, why would you not add that and why would you come out so late?
Opportunity for Sega. Like, that would have been perfect because they have pretty much they're a kind of big franchise, but they also work with independencies.
Bro.
Just to work with
Virtual Fighter
games.
Was the first 3D fighting game.
It was, but I meant people who make it. Like they have a lot of people who they buy to publish this thing.
Yeah. I'm just saying that why is Sega so late to stuff when they made the game? Like, they are the pioneers, the creators of 3D fighters. Like, why are you sitting on the bleachers, bro? And then when you make it to the field, you're going out there without a glove and a helmet? Like, what are you doing? Like, I don't know, man. I'm frustrated with Sega right now as far as fighting games go.
We're just going to release Panzer Dragoon and get over it.
Yeah, like, let's get House of the Dead out there. No, I think they're doing good with all their other franchises. I think they're doing excellent with remaking House of the Dead. Panzer Dragoon could have had a little more time in the oven, but I still appreciate that they still remember it. But, yo, they are dropping the ball with their fight. Yo, we could have got a new Last Bronx game. We could have got a new Fighting Vipers. I'm just talking about fighting games. We could have got a new Fighting Vipers. We could have got a new Fighters Mega Mix. Like, yo, Sega, what are you doing? You used to be the one of the kings of this, man. Now look at you. Damn, homie, in high school you were the man, Sega. What happened to you, man?
What happened to you?
But that's another
Beast
topic.
Wars that they made too, that fighting game.
I don't know about Beast Wars. The ones I know are Fighting Vipers, The Last Bronx, Virtual Fighter, Virtual Fighter Mega Mix. I don't know. Sega's not. I don't know. They don't care about fighting games.
Primal, I think it was Primal Beast or something like that. But yeah, Primal Rage.
George Bush doesn't care. Anyway.
Clue is the best. Said Arc System is the king of fighting games. I agree. I think Arc System is killing it right now with their games.
Yes.
But I will say that they are running into a thing where a lot of their games are starting to look and play the same, which is kind of scaring me. So graphically, their games look the best, and they play sort of the best too. But the thing is, they all kind of play the same. So it kind of makes me nervous that they are cannibalizing themselves because they're putting out so many games at the same time. They kind of all play and look the same. So it's kind of
I
scary.
wouldn't say that, Marv. I would have to disagree with you
Yeah.
on that one because I played a lot of Arc Sys games, and I can tell you the difference between all of them.
I'm sure there is a lot. But I mean, if you're a
Mechanically.
consumer, if you don't know what Arc System is, or you don't know what they're known for, if you walk into a game store and you see a case for what's the fighting game they got that looks like Fire Emblem? With the
You mean this game right here? This thing right here?
Grand Blue, and then you
There
look
you
at Blaze Blue, and you look at those two games on the shelf, you don't know the freaking difference. And you look at gameplay of them. Fighters is in a league of its own because
That's a different story.
Fighters has its own community, but I don't know. I feel like some of their games are starting to look and play the same, but I'm looking at it from like an outside perspective because I'm not the biggest Arc System like fan.
Can I counteract though with the?
Yeah, of course. That's what we're here. That's what a podcast is.
I feel like Arc System really did a good job with Guilty Gear alone, just to make it like not like their other games, just so they could appeal to a better audience to that, because they simplified what Guilty Gear was. They literally simplified it and made it a new way.
You talk about Strive though, right?
Well, I'm talking about Strive and in general what Arc Sys put out, of what he's saying. Like, like they're all the same. I feel like Guilty Gear, after playing all of their Arc System games before, or just playing their actual games before Strive, I feel like it's a bigger difference, and that's good for like newbies and that are coming in, or like just veterans just coming in, because it has a different pace to it. It has a different like a feel for it, and they definitely do a lot of things. Not just in the fighting game perspective, on like user capability, user friendly. They did a lot of things that Street Fighter wished they did, or like Tekken wished they did, or any of these big companies they wish they did. They teach you how to play the game, and they do it in the most fun way ever possible.
They do,
and they go through different things, like detailed things that here's a thing to match up with Anji if you're having trouble. Here's a scenario. See if you can block this, or see if you can counter it. I love that thing. I love that detail, like points of detail that they showed on this game. Like, that's showing love to your fighting game community.
That's why I love Jake Adolski, bro. He comes with the hard facts, bro. Fucking love this guy.
I live it, man.
Love this guy. Love having you on the podcast. I think with Strive though, I think that's their flagship and they go all out for it. But I'm talking about like, I'm not even really talking about Strive though. I'm talking about like cross blue, whatever it was called, cross battle.
Grand Blue.
What is it? What is the other one called? The one that
Grand Blue, Blaze Blue, and like all those things.
The Ruby characters, the Under Night.
You mean cross tag battle?
Cross tag.
That's a different story.
That's what I'm talking about. All those other side games.
Marvin's having issues.
All those other side games that they make, which are like their B projects, they all kind of look the same to me.
That's kind of simple too, but in a different way.
Persona Arena, like they all kind of like have a very similar graphic style, very similar UI and menu. It starts to look like it's all the same after a while, and it's all anime games because that's all they do is anime games. So that's where I get scared. We're like, all right, this is starting to all look the same.
I get where you're coming from on that part. Like, I could see like easily, like if they're used to seeing like other games like that, just seeing it, not playing it. I could understand why they would be a little skittish of Strive.
Just imagine a parent walking in and going, "Hey, my son wanted this blue something game. Can you give it to me just here?"
Yeah, exactly.
Grand Blue, Blaze Blue.
This guilty something like this. Freaking Grand Blue. Is this a racing game?
This became a fighting game. Yo, Grand Blue does sound like a racing game.
Blue Racer.
Daytona.
I like racing games for my son.
Oh my god.
You see all these anime characters like, what is this? This is filth. This is so
Mom's like, we got Grand Blue at home and it's Daytona, USA.
They're always turning right.
Anyway, guys.
Oh, we've been here a while already. What?
We haven't even talked about Nickelodeon. Yeah, we're over here.
Oh yeah, we gotta finish up Nickelodeon because Nickelodeon took us to the fighting game realm. What do you guys think? What do you guys think about a game like this as far as longevity goes? Do you think people are going to be playing a game like this for years, or this is going to be a weekend, pop it in, and have a little fun with it, and then forget about it after a while?
I doubt it's going to be just a pop-in thing. I think it's going to have a mainstay if the rollback is there. Ludrosity already carries weight behind their on their shoulders, and people know their name. So if is the quality that it needs to be, the graphics and can be overlooked, and even the branding, which is Nickelodeon, will probably have nothing interesting for those of us that are interested in just a fighting game from said company.
This is true.
That said, if it doesn't hold up just on the merits of Velocity and rollback alone, most people will drop it within a year. So,
what do you think, J-Kid?
I definitely believe that they would probably drop it after a year. I mean, it depends on how they're marketing themselves afterwards, because they could always, if it will be successful in the first month, they could always guarantee like their DLCs that's going to be mind blowing. And given that what they have, like Nickelodeon has a bunch of characters that they could just slap in from like 20 years or 10 years or whatever, and just be like, he's coming out on here.
Here's the Angry Beavers,
they
right?
Could also, this could be a crazy one, guys. You can call me crazy or you can call me a genius for this one. Since they have characters like, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, they have characters like that. They could surprise audience from different perspectives that they could literally bring like Goku and Vegeta, because Dragon Ball or they could literally put like
it's like at the last second they just go, it isn't just Nickelodeon, it's also Dragon Ball.
Think about it though. We got the Ninja Turtles in there already. I mean, they're somebody else's brand, right?
No,
I don't want to see Goku beat up SpongeBob, bro.
I'm just saying, like they could. I'm just saying they need to surprise people. I'm not saying that they will be in the game. I'm just saying they have a lot of characters that could bring people into this game to make it a 10-year thing or a 5-year thing.
Just not Dragon Ball.
If they do that, huh?
Just please not Dragon Ball. I don't want to see Broly beating up.
I'm just saying.
I don't want to see Broly versus Timmy Turner, bro. I don't want to see that.
No, you're not going to see that.
Come out the corner like, hey, why didn't you add us? Cartoon Network, we're right here.
I think people will lose their minds if they add live action people. If iCarly becomes DLC, could you imagine?
Drake and Josh, bro. Maybe not Drake, Josh.
Yeah, I was going to say it's only Josh now.
Yeah, it's only Josh.
If Josh becomes DLC...
Keenan and Kel DLC.
If Keenan and Kel... oh my God, bro.
Amanda Bynes DLC.
You want 10 years? You want this game to last 10 years? Oh my God, bro. You throw in... You throw...
Gibby! If you get Gibby in that...
Are you afraid of the dark stage?
Somebody said if we get George Lopez as the...
George Lopez?
George Lopez.
Bro, are you afraid of the dark stage where it's just a campfire? You heard? Are you afraid of the dark stage where it's just a campfire?
Oh God, my head.
Are you afraid of the dark stage? That would be dope, actually. That would be so dope. If we get Are You Afraid of the Dark stage?
Oh.
We need Kablam stage. We need a Kablam
The game
stage.
show's got to come. The Legends of the Hidden Palace or whatever it's called.
Legend of the Hidden Temple.
Hidden Temple stage?
Yeah.
Hidden Temple stage?
I think there's a Guts stage in here.
Wait, what?
They have Nickelodeon Guts in there. So.
What, they got Berserk in that game?
Yeah. I mean, they're bringing a lot from the 90s as what I'm seeing. Like, I already saw Powder Toast Man as the second character. I was like, that's it. I'm getting this game. That was a long. That was a
Manny
long.
from George
reference.
Lopez and Winnie Fluffy the comedian. I'm freaking done. I gotta go.
Fluffy was on all
We need
that.
Fluffy. Gabriel Iglesias at DLC.
Nick Cannon's the
He's
final
repping all
boss. Nick Cannon's the final boss. And you got to fight all his baby moms.
Nick
bring
Cannon's
Wallen
the
out
boss
as a
after
special
he
thing.
talked all that mess.
Nick Cannon's the final boss, and he has assist
Cannon.
characters that are his baby moms. All 10 of
That
them.
sounds like he would be the final boss.
All right.
Damn.
So let's move on to the last topic. We've been here a while. So
This
So,
will be going on and on. Yes.
Wait, I had one more.
So,
I had one more question about Nickelodeon
Okay.
before we move forward.
go ahead.
Is this
Go
going to
ahead.
motivate Cartoon Network to make a better a Smash fighter for their franchises, for their brand?
then I'm gonna let you do that one.
No. Look, listen. At some point, Cartoon Network used to be about cartoons, and then it just went down the well. I was gonna say,
Yeah.
it just went down the toilet. So I feel like if anything else, they could like come to Nickelodeon if that game thrives, and then go ahead and collaborate with them. But as it stands, as a standalone, I don't think there's a singular soul right now that cares about Cartoon Network. Straight up.
I care. I mean, if they made a fighting game with freaking Adventure Time characters, I'd lose my mind. But
That was the last crux. Like you would see the video game. I mean, the show.
yeah,
now,
those are
you're
the
just
last.
like,
Those were the last good shows on there. Regular show, Adventure Time. What's the kid with the star on his shirt? Steven Universe.
Steven Universe.
Universe. It would be great if they have good designers for the game, or like just like Nickelodeon, because look how Nickelodeon just magically just went up just because they mentioned rollback netcode and the independent game developers that are making this game. That's literally what's pulling everybody else in. Everybody's doing it from nostalgia, but more people are pulling in because of those two reasons. If Cartoon Network,
freaking Patrick has a command grab in the middle of it.
Takzuki just said something that's very important. That when Nickelodeon made this game, they went through their history books and their modern stuff. The difference between Cartoon Network and Nick is that Cartoon Network made one today, it would be only modern stuff because they're promoting their new stuff.
true.
Yeah, Cartoon Network would have to go into their backlogs and pull out the nostalgia characters if they want to make a game that's gonna appeal to a wide audience. It can't just be all new stuff. Also, what J Kid said too, they have to pick a good developer because what Nickelodeon is showing us right now is that they picked a good developer that looks like they're gonna put their heart into the game. Where when Cartoon Network made their Smash clone, who knows who made that game? Who knows who made that shot?
Looked undone.
Yeah, it wasn't even like, you know what I'm saying? Like they have to pick somebody that's in that space already.
But imagine if we do get one, like you get a good developer for the game, you get rollback netcode. You'll say that you'll implement rollback netcode in your game. What are you going to do now? Like with Cartoon Network, you got a lot of characters too. Cartoon Network got their share of past characters all the way back to Hanna-Barbera characters.
Facts.
You know?
Yogi Bear over there.
They literally could do something like that if those two occur. Like
I will
getting
flip
their
my
indie-
issue. Disney hops on the train and does the same thing and add Dipper and Mabel lines from Gravity Falls.
The thing is, Disney would never make a fighting game though. Disney would never make a game where Donald Duck could fight, I don't know.
They could. They literally made
Do you know how anal
Nah.
Disney is?
Disney-
They're over here
Disney-
talking about some let it go.
They don't want to have Jack Sparrow stabbing like freaking Simba. Like they're not gonna do that. They would never make that game.
Is that why Tommy couldn't be in the game?
Well, Tommy might
They
still
don't
be
want
there.
Babies like people hitting babies.
We
Well,
don't know.
that's why
We
they
don't
put that
know.
card in the
We don't
game.
know if Tommy's not there. We don't know yet.
Yeah, we
We don't know the whole roster. And if it was Tommy, I mean, not for nothing. People don't like the all grown up version, but I'd be all right with it.
I mean, it represents them.
It's
who
still
they
part
are,
of
like,
their
what it
history.
is.
It's better than beating up a baby, but there is video games where you can already beat up babies.
True.
Captain Commando. You can play as a
You're
baby.
gonna see the Rugrats in there.
They'll put Angelica in there for sure. They're gonna put Angelica in there for sure. Dog.
I'd rather play with like some of the parents, like Phil and Lil's mom. She looked like she could scrap.
Oh, Sim's gonna laugh at this one. I'm gonna get it real quick. Hold on. Playable character. Get it real quick.
He's got a toy of Phil and Lil's mom.
Yeah.
I know, Taco, that Kingdom Hearts exists, but I think there's a difference between Disney characters fighting each other and fighting like little ghost monsters. I think there's a big difference.
Tell me this one sells a DLC.
Oh my god. Oh my god. That's Angelica summoning. That's her assist character.
Oh man.
Wait, somebody called it. Yo, somebody called it on my chat.
Okay, so I'm gonna clear it up. No, Donald can fight in his own movies and fight against monsters.
Yeah,
I don't think they can fight. I don't think Disney characters are allowed to fight each other. They're not gonna have Disney characters fighting each other. Aladdin can fight little monsters in the desert, but he can't fight Goofy. They're not gonna have Goofy versus Aladdin in a Disney product.
They just smacking each other around.
They're too protective of their brand. They're way too protective.
We'll be lucky to have Sora in that game.
That's what somebody said. At least that'll be the first fighting game to have Sora.
Yeah, they're worse than Nintendo when it comes to protection.
Yeah, well, Disney has earned it. I think they've earned it, and they're smart with their brand.
Yeah, well, I was gonna say something, but let me not.
I think they're them being protective got them to where they are today. And Warner Brothers, I was just gonna say, Warner Brothers actually dropped the ball because they weren't protective of their brand. And nowadays, you can't. When I saw Space Jam 2, there's franchises in there that I didn't even know was Warner Brothers. There's not a single Disney movie that I don't know that's a Disney movie. Warner Brothers makes movies, and it doesn't matter because you don't even know that it's a Warner Brothers thing. Unless it's Looney Tunes, you don't really pay attention. I didn't know that The Matrix was Warner Brothers. I didn't even know that Game of Thrones was Warner Brothers. There's never been a Warner Brothers logo on Game of Thrones. Disney would make it front and center. This is a Disney product. This is our brand. This is part of our legacy, our history, and this is us. This is Disney. Warner Brothers doesn't care about their brand until now, it looks like, because they saw all the cinematic universes and they're like, damn, we should have been putting everything together from Jump Street. Disney's been putting things together since Jump Street.
Yeah, you know what's crazy?
Illuminati says Disney characters can only fight the concept of evil, but 13 times with 13 different versions of the same character.
Facts, Mondo facts.
You know what's crazy? You see what they doing around with Star Wars and shit, like parading them around and stuff. Like
I don't
just because they own them.
Stop.
I'm just saying that's their Disney privilege right there.
I don't.
Or Marvel, they just literally like
to delete those movies. Those movies, I just want them gone.
Yeah, Marvel, like they parading around Marvel, like yeah, we own them.
Disney swings its Disney swings its big thing around like because they could do it. Because they could do it. Warner Brothers is catching up.
If Disney
the big thing of the jungle.
It will be the most protective condom in history.
No one would get pregnant.
For real.
No one.
You can probably reuse it too. Disney condoms, the only ones you can reuse.
You never got to take it off. It doesn't come off.
It's a whole new world down there.
It doesn't come off.
As you're going in, it goes, let it go.
It promotes. It promotes. It's a whole new world down there. For real. That's too funny.
Any final thoughts about Nickelodeon Brawl?
No, I'm done.
I'm excited for it, so I can't wait to play, even if it's trash or not. Like I just want to see if it's good. It's not.
Me too. Yeah, I think I'm optimistic, regardless if it's
very optimistic.
It'll definitely be a good stream, a good couple streams, even if it's bad. It'll be just to see Nigel beating people up. It'll be fun.
You never have to let it go.
I'm gonna do the powder toast armpit move.
Flying backwards, bro. The man flew backwards.
Yo, he flew backwards.
Powder toast man used to really fly backwards. Like, what are you doing?
The man burned the Constitution and the Bill of Rights at the same day just to keep himself warm.
I hope they get all the voice actors. Okay, that's my final statement about the Nickelodeon game. If they don't have Powder Toast Man's voice, because his voice was like grandiose.
Powder Toast Man.
No, it's Powder Toast Man. Like he stretched. Like he made his name like 10 times longer than it really was.
They're gonna make it faster though, of course. But if they do get the characters' voices, the original voices, then it could probably sell more.
I would love if they get all the voices back. I would love that, especially Cat Dog.
No, for real.
Every time you're talking, you switch sides. It actually switches voice actors.
Oh man, I need Ren and Stimpy's voice.
Takzuki, just Google Powder Toast Man. It'll make your day.
Idiot.
It'll make your day.
It's from Ren and Stimpy, Powder Toast Man. If you guys are wondering where he's from,
Powder Toast Man will make your day.
Luminite says now we need is the Crimson Sin to top it off. All right, anyway.
Crimson Chin. This guy.
Yo, we gotta get Crimson Chin in there. We gotta get Crimson Chin in there, and Clef the Boy Chin Wonder.
We get Skylark would be.
Chip, my shiny teeth and me?
Yeah, it would be funny as hell if he's in there.
Oh man,
we get Joey Patel and Joey from NSYNC to voice it. Come on, that's what we said. That's what voiced it.
Yo, the announcer. You know how every fighting game has an announcer. They gotta get Clarissa Explains It All to be the announcer. Sabrina.
Crimson Chin will be Captain Falcon. Crimson Punch.
Oh yeah. No, but he'll hit you with his chin.
Yeah, that would automatically click in my head that he would be the Captain Falcon of the game.
Here comes the Crimson Chin. There's so much. I think the reason we can't leave this topic is because the possibilities are literally endless. Like,
I think we're not gonna get to the next topic. I don't think
we will. This is too reminiscent right now, like all the old cartoons that we used to watch on Nickelodeon. You remember Kablam is one of them, right?
The naked guy from the toy. What's the show with the toys that was on Kablam? They were like the Justice League, but one of the guys was naked.
Yeah, it was
Action League, right?
I was just watching that.
Isn't it Action League Go?
Action League Go, yes.
Oh my God, they had a superhero that was naked. He was just a naked He-Man.
There was another one that just melts. He's just melting.
Toilet.
That's his power, just melting.
Yeah, he just melts. The
toy that's melted.
They have a guy that goes into toilets, like a scuba diver that goes into toilets.
Yo, for real. Dude, they did. Dude, I just love the production on that show, on that little
the stop motion.
The production was high quality at the time.
It was the first stop motion thing I ever seen.
It was so good.
Yeah. No, the Nickelodeon game has endless possibilities. I hope they take advantage of everything they have at their disposal.
I hope so too.
I hope they really take advantage. I hope it's really a celebration of Nickelodeon, just like how Smash is a celebration of Nintendo, and now of all of gaming. I hope this game is like, this is it. This is the Nickelodeon product to get if you're a Nickelodeon stan or whatever, you know.
And the good thing about it is that the people make Slap City. What's their name? Ludosity, right?
Sin knows that. I don't know the name.
Ludosity. So the way that they made some of these characters, I saw some of the, I guess, particular move sets that I seen. I saw that they did it to where how, let's say, Smash would represent a character, like something is from something of what they did in the past.
Has to be.
Yeah. I mean, I saw Powder Toast Man literally launching Powder Toast just like in the show. Like, I saw Patrick launching himself with the ice cream cone down as like a down smash. That was from a particular episode. Like, I love that they have details onto each Smash move.
Somebody said, I need Dora to shit on people.
No, fuck Dora.
Do you think we're going to get Nick Jr. characters?
Maybe.
Face?
Maybe.
You remember Face?
If I could get Blue's Clues in there.
Blues
We're about
Clues.
to name some clues right now.
The only way to kill him is to figure out his puzzle, his clues.
Yo, word. It's
He
just
takes no
Steve's notebook
damage
just
to
comes out.
solve the puzzle.
He takes no damage. You have to figure out his puzzle.
Steve's handy dandy notebook just comes out as like a side B.
And you gotta draw it yourself. You have to actually draw the clues.
You draw a circle, they come to life.
And then you gotta think when it's the end of the fight. Like think,
Yo, word.
think.
It's a Swinal Smash move. Think.
Oh my
It's just like
God.
random things on your notes just come up.
Bro, Swiper steals your B button. So you
What?
That's what Chloe the best said.
Here's your items, bro.
Oh my God, bro. Oh
already on
my
board.
God.
Franklin comes there doing whatever the fuck he wants, I guess.
Did they show Jimmy Neutron yet?
No, that's
gonna be a good character.
Jimmy Neutron and Timmy Turner are not here.
Freaking Ultraman and what's the kid's name that loves Ultraman?
Freaking Sheen. Yeah, I want Carl.
Ultra Lord.
El Tigre.
Yo, guys, pause for a second. We gotta get Rocket Power. And when they do a move, they gotta be like Wipeout. You know the big letters that come out.
Who from Rocket Power?
You gotta get Tito. You gotta get Tito.
Oh, he's gonna tell you the ancient
Old Hawaiian proverb.
The ancient Hawaiian says.
Yeah,
Gotta go eat.
bro. You gotta get Auto Rocket. You gotta
Auto
get
Rocket.
the squid he doesn't fight. He's an assist.
It's like Tails at this point.
Yeah, he just follows whoever you pick.
I want Rocco from Rocco's Modern Life.
Heifer.
Maybe Heifer. Or freaking I want Doug.
Oh, that got brought by Disney though.
I know. It would have been crazy if we got like Roger as like Ganondorf and shit.
He'd be a good Ganondorf.
He would. I posted a picture of like Smash characters or Nickelodeon characters as Smash characters. Roger actually looks dope as Ganondorf.
We gotta do a build the roster next week.
For real.
Yeah, let's do it.
I think that'll be
We
really
gotta do
fun.
it.
We do a build
This
the
topic
roster.
is too real.
We don't put anybody that's already announced for the game. We build their own roster of like season 1 DLC characters and stuff like that. Anyone who's announced already can't be on it.
That's gonna be fun.
I think we're gonna have to ask the last topic, dude. We've been on this for a hot minute.
Yeah, we've been on this for
To be
a
honest
while.
with you, I don't even have a game of the year. I think this year sucks in gaming. Let me just say that to finish it off. This has been one of the worst years in gaming overall.
I can only say Monster Hunter Rise for now. That's all.
That's all there was this year. What else was there? There's nothing.
I can't.
Oh, Resident Evil 8 Village, whatever.
I can't say both of those games. I would have to say, since I've been playing it so much this year, I would have to say Guilty Gear Strive. Guilty Gear
It is a
Strive.
good game.
Yeah,
It's really good.
I'll be down with that. So, Clue is the best set. Ratchet and Clank and runner up is RE8. I haven't played either. I played a little bit of RE8, but I had like PS1 graphics on it.
Monster Hunter Stories 2? It's too soon. Well, fine. Okay, that too.
Gotta get it on Steam.
Yo, what if Cartoon Network gets Arc System Works to make their game?
That would actually pull people in too.
Back to this again?
Bro, if Arc System makes the Cartoon Network game, bro,
I don't think they know what Cartoon Network is.
they don't have to. They don't have to.
Cat dog, but fucks McCloud and Wolf O'Donnell. What? I'm confused. I don't get
How
that.
does that work?
You put
think they
Fox
have
and Wolf
the-
together.
Together, yeah, like
You
ice
just-
climbers.
You glue them.
and
You
things,
glue them together.
or Pyramithra thing.
Oh
Yeah.
my lord.
No, the possibilities are literally endless with the Nickelodeon game. There has to be slime everywhere too. Like they gotta put a stage just full of slime.
Imagine the
I think we gotta
surface
put more spots in this.
is actually them against Cartoon Network, and they're just hiding that as DLC.
If
Man, that would be mind blowing if it is.
honestly,
They
if
put Courage the Cowardly Dog or something on there.
if we get to the point where they make Nickelodeon versus Cartoon Network, I think the world would just shut down. Like it would be. Hear me out. It'd be bigger than Marvel versus Capcom.
For real.
It would be bigger because Nickelodeon and Cartoon Network have bigger fan bases than Marvel and Capcom.
I want to ask you guys something. Is this the year, or are we coming to the year of crossovers?
I thought we were here already.
Like-
We've been there.
I thought we've been here since
after
Street Fighter
Smash
Cross
did their
Tekken.
thing, you know? And other games did their thing. Are we going to expect, like, Cartoon Network maybe going to that Nickelodeon game, or Marvel is maybe going to DC, you know, with this new Ed Boon game that's coming out?
I think we've been in the crossover world since Street Fighter Cross Tekken happened, and then we started getting guest characters in every fighting game. Soul Calibur was the first fighting game to have guest characters. Now every fighting game has guest characters. Every single one. So
We're already waiting for Sam Show for the guest character from Guilty Gear.
they got Mai in freaking Dead or Alive.
They got Mind Dead or Alive. They got Terry and Fighting EX Layer. Bringing Kazuya finally in Smash.
This is what I'm saying. This is definitely the golden age of fighters. Like this is when every fighting game is building upon the last. Like every single fighting game is learning from other fighting games. Like this is unprecedented. This is really like unprecedented in the history of video games. That there's so much synergy between games where Harada is cool with freaking Sakurai, but I was gonna say, who's the Street Fighter guy? What's his name? Ono?
Oh no, he's gone.
I know he's gone now, but I'm just saying, like, that's mind blowing. That's like if Hideo Kojima was caught chilling with David Jaffe. Like, this is nuts, bro. Like, this is like the best era in fighting games ever. And hopefully it never ends. Hopefully it never ends. Like, I really hope. Right, yeah, like if you're a fighting game fan,
hopefully we just starting,
bro. And also we have the best versions of every fighting game out right now. Smash Ultimate is definitely the best Smash. There's roster wise, it's untouched. Even
roster in the world right now.
Best roster in any game ever.
The best crossover game ever. Yeah, ever. This is the only downside of this era of fighting games is that Marvel is not taking part in it. Like, this is not Marvel and Sega are like dropping the ball. I want to put this on Smash too. Let me remind everybody that this will never happen until like 20 years from now, ever again. Like Smash like that.
I hope.
Like those characters.
I hope at least 20.
This is not going to happen for quite some time again.
I've already commented on that. My thing is Sakurai is looking to retire soon. He's old. Mm-hmm. I think Ultimate is his last project, and I think, absolutely, he deserves it. And I think if Nintendo's smart, they take Ultimate and they build on it forever. Like, they don't have to keep Ultimate, but I'm saying like the next game that comes out is just an upgraded version of Ultimate and keep it going from there. That's all.
Yeah, Taco said we were fighting in Nirvana.
Probably, but yeah.
Yeah, because Ultimate built upon Smash 4. If you really think about it, Ultimate is only a level above Smash 4. It's not like light years away from it. They built upon Smash 4 to make Ultimate. I remember when
Soul Calibur got Link.
Soul Calibur got Link back in 2002. Like, that was the beginning of guest characters. That was the beginning. So
Spawn and Heihachi.
But nobody really cared about Spawn, and Heihachi was cared about, but also he's a Namco character, so it really didn't take effort to put him in. But Link, if you really think about it, Nintendo and Namco started the guest character craze. They started this whole thing where like, oh my god, who's gonna be the guest? Who's gonna be the guest?
They're finishing it right now. Like, yo, crazy.
They are finishing
because we're already surprised at what we saw. Like, every time a new trailer comes out, we're like, holy shit, or why? Right?
Yeah,
like
the
we're like,
last one
holy
is coming
shit,
up
or
soon.
why? Yeah, I
Yeah,
know. We're
yeah.
at the guys. I actually want to hear your thoughts on that part. Like, what do you feel like now that we have almost a complete roster?
I think I'll save my thoughts on that for the next podcast. To be honest,
I'll say I think it's gonna be a Nintendo character. It's gonna be the last one.
I hope so.
I couldn't tell you
Waluigi?
who. Oof.
I gotta go. I gotta go.
I would think maybe because Splatoon is coming out with part 3, maybe it'll be a Splatoon character, but then again,
makes sense,
what would be
bro.
the difference of
Yeah.
Octolings, they play completely different, fight completely different.
Okay, so then that would be the thing right there then. But who knows? Who knows, man? But to end off everything, guys, this is a great episode. JK Doski, I miss podcasting with you, bro. This has been awesome, bro. Takes you back to the good old days.
Hell yeah.
Shout out to everybody watching. You guys could have been anywhere in the world, but you're here with us, and we appreciate that. Clue is the best. Thank you for telling us this podcast is awesome and you're really digging it. You can catch the rest of the episodes on Bravery Arcade on YouTube. They're all up there. You can also listen to it on Spotify and YouTube if you're a podcast listener. Guys, and this has been a good one. Shout out to Nickelodeon. Nickelodeon stole this episode.
Yeah, it legit did.
Please sponsor us.
Word. I'm not even.
Please, there you go. See,
I'm not even a
Please,
Nick kid, man. I'm more of a Cartoon Network kid, and they definitely stole this episode.
I'm on both kids. See, I'll even play Ninja Turtles for you. Fine. Please, Nick, sponsor us. Okay.
Yeah, man, this has been a really good one. Let me pick our outro music. Any last word, guys?
That's about it.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. Thank you, Nick, for all the reminiscing, and you're gonna bring all this thing together. I hope. Good luck. Hopefully, it's successful.
Yeah.
I just want to say how sexy these two guys are that I'm doing this podcast with, too. I don't know if I've ever been around two more handsome gentlemen. Really sexy guys. Really handsome guys over here.
Man, you're the handsome guy in here, man.
I don't know. I don't compare, bro.
I've had the sexy though. I'm just saying.
That's the only thing sexy. That's the only thing sexy about me, though.
That child brings you sexy.
Whoa, Common Rider, thank you for subbing for 7 months, brother. Appreciate you to hell and back and to the heavens and Valhalla. I love this episode. This is a good one. Probably one of my favorites now. Definitely one of my favorites of all time.
Definitely look back on this episode.
Yeah, you're gonna tell our grandchildren about it.
Oh, I will.
Yeah,
I will.
Once again, I'm Gnarly Marv. You can find me on Twitch /Bravery Arcade.
All right, guys. I am Sinfanta. You can find me on twitch.tv/Sinfanta and.
Yeah, you can find me, Steve Franchize, Steve_Franchize on twitch.tv.
We love you guys very much. Have a safe day, safe night, wherever you're from. And as always, mission.
Hold on, JK gotta join us. Hold on, we gotta synergize.
Let's do
Okay.
it. Do it with me.
3, 2, mission complete.
Oh man.